Hello friends, welcome to this Java interview question tutorials. This video tutorial is for those who are taking a preparation for Java interview and does not have enough money to attend classes of 20-25k. So in this tutorial, my objective is to make you understand all the types of Java interview questions and their answer with proper explanation. To start with the tutorial initially, I want to test your basic knowledge on Java. So I am considering this tutorial as a chapter 0. This is just to brief you about the way I'm going to follow the upcoming sessions. So at the end of the chapter, we'll try to solve a puzzle and then we'll go to the next chapter. So let's start. So in this tutorial, I just want to divide in three types. There is type 1, type 2 and type 3. So type 1 where all freshers comes, type 2 2 to 3 year experienced person, and type 3 where senior software engineer, basically the 3+ year experienced people circle. So why I have divided these types? Just to see if you falls under the type 1, then prepare those questions which are for freshers. So while explaining all the things, at that time only I'll tell which are important for the freshers, which is important for 2 to 3 year experience and for senior software engineer. So as I mentioned, I'll test your skill first. Let's test your Java knowledge. This is one simple program. Just pause this video for some time and try to solve this. I hope many of you will be able to solve. But if you are not able to, don't worry. I'll give you the answer with proper explanation. But at the end. Before that, we'll see what type of questions can come once the interviewer present you this question. This is simply try catch finally block. So you can see here we have a system print here and it is throwing an exception. So it will come here and we have a finally block. So what is the output for this? You have to answer. So if you have already solved, that is fine. If you didn't solve, we'll see this. So before that, we'll see how many questions can come from a small example. Means how interviewer can ask you different types of questions from a simple program. So it's like a chain. He'll ask you one simple question and then from that question only he'll try to continue. So first question will come, what is exception in Java? This is basically for freshers. Next is, how are the exceptions handled in Java? Third is, explain the exceptions hierarchy in Java. So these three questions will come basically for freshers. Seconds, just read all this question. We'll see the answer for this. But remember, this is not the first chapter. This is just I'm telling you how I'm going to take the other sessions. So chapter I'm taking is as a chapter 0 only. Chapter 1, from chapter 1 will start in a sequence. And that time when exceptions will come, I'll try to explain each and every point. For now, I'm just giving you the exact answer. So what is exception? Exception is said to be thrown whenever an exceptional event occurs in Java, which signals that something is not correct with the code written and may give unexpected result. How are the exceptions handled in Java? Basically, we have try, catch, finally block. When an exception occurs, the execution of the program is transferred to an appropriate exception handler. The try, catch, finally block is used to handle the exception. The catch clause matches as specific exception to a block of code which handles the exception. And the cleanup code which needs to be executed no matter the exceptions occur or not is put inside the finally block. So with this answer, I think few people will be able to answer the question that the code I have written first. Okay, no problem if you are not able to. We'll continue and slowly we'll see few people will be able to answer. Next question is explain the exception hierarchy in Java. So this is the exception hierarchy. I'll come into this while I'll explain the exception concepts. What are the possible combination to write try catch finally block? This basically I've seen in 2 to 3 year experience people can face this. So if you have, just keep it in your mind. I'll answer this one at the end of this session. So how to create custom exceptions? We'll see in our chapter, but basically we need to extend the exception class to create a custom exceptions. Situation when finally will not run after return. So this is very clear. Finally will always run. But there are some cases like system.exit or if JVM crashes and even if your system is shut down before it goes. Okay. So we'll see this. What if there is a return statement in the finally block as well? So if you have a return statement in your try block, in your catch block, in finally block, so which will execute? So if you have a return statement in both the finally block and the try block, then your code be in for a surprise. Anything this is returned in the finally block will actually override any exceptions or return value that is inside the try catch block. So now I think many of you are able to answer. Let's see. So will the code in the finally block be called and run after a return statement is executed? So the answer to this question is a simple yes. The code in finally block will take precedence over the return statement. We'll see this one also. But before that, as promised, I'll tell you the output of the question I asked. So for output, let's try to debug this with our own. So try is there. So exceptions came. So it came here. Catch block. It is returning 5. So as we discussed in our questions, finally will always run. Okay. There are few cases where finally will not run. That is system.exit or JVM crashes. So here finally will run and finally is the only thing from where we'll get the return value. So the value is, so it will first test. Let's start testing. That is println and then the return value is 10. I think it is clear now. So finally will always run and if it is and if it contains return, that return will get over. What are the possible combination to write try catch finally block? So these are the condition. Once you can have try and catch or you can have try catch finally and try or finally. Without catch also is fine. You can write try and finally. But try is must. So in three cases you can see try is there. Or you can have more catch also. One try there are suppose 4 or 5 catch blocks and then finally that is also fine. Okay. So we'll go to the last. So we'll see this one now. Okay. So as I told the answer that is very clear. So it will print first we are in finally block and then it will return 4. Okay. So this is clear I guess. I'm not going to run in the Eclipse. In my latest session, I'll definitely go to the Eclipse if required, and then I'll see the output as well. So for now, I'll show you the question I asked. Just will run the example I have shown you and see the output for this. So simply, I have a code written here. So what I am doing here, I have a main method. I am creating an object of test return, that is a class test return, and I am returning the value and storing it in one int primitive variable and then I am printing that. So as per our analysis it should print 10. Before that we are printing something in the try block. So when call goes to do method at the time only it will print let's start testing and then after exception it will come here and then finally will execute. So our output will be 10 here. So we'll run this and we'll see that here it is. So it is fine now. So this is the way we are going to learn the things and hope you'll understand better. You no need to go for any classes outside this YouTube tutorial. So I hope it is very easy to understand the things from here only. If you have any questions, if you have any doubt, you can just give a comment. I'll try my best to answer you. And also, if you find anything which you want to improve, any improvement in this video, just comment there. I'll try to implement that. Okay. So in next chapter, we have questions like reason of using Java. So this is basically for freshers level it comes. Different between Java platform and other software platform. This is also for freshers. Even I've seen sometime it's asked for 2 to 3 year experience people also. But JVM, JDK, JRE is must. So anyone can face this problem. And we'll see how JVM, JDK, JRE work for you. And we'll see the flow, how code gets compiled and how it converted into machine language. That flow also we'll try to understand in our next session. So before winding up, we'll see this puzzle. Okay, so don't think that puzzles are not important because I've seen in many interviews people generally ask one or two puzzles also. So get ready for that also. Okay, so we'll see this puzzle in every video. We'll be having one puzzle so that at the end of this whole session, you will be very confident solving puzzles as well as for your Java interview. So just pause this video, read this puzzle. So I'll read it for you first. If I give you four tablets which contains two for fever and two for cold, all four same size, shape and color, no cover. So you have four tablets, two for cold, two for fever. Okay. You have to take one cold and one fever tablet right now. So how you will choose correctly. Okay. Just think for this. I'll answer in the next tutorial. So till that, bye bye and see you in the next session. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.